In our community, right here, there are people who live among us that it is a luxury to even be looked at. I'm going to give you a quote by Psychology Today. It's by Dr. Donna Hicks. The most common response people offer is that dignity is about respect. To the contrary, dignity is not the same as respect. Dignity is our inherent value and worth as human beings. Everyone is born with it. Respect, on the other hand, is earned by our actions. So what does it mean to apply dignity with those that are under-resourced? This is what I've kind of come up with. The one point for treating with dignity is caring about how I make others feel when I'm serving them. Anybody hear of Toxic Charity by Bob Lupton? It's a great book. Oh, I got one. In it, he tells a story where he had planned this Christmas gift ministry that this wealthy church outside of Atlanta would come and bring Christmas gifts to a lower income neighborhood in downtown Atlanta. So he did this for a few years, decided that, you know what, I'm gonna move into that neighborhood. Became a neighbor. Gave up leading that ministry, handed it off to somebody else. And now he's sitting in that kitchen of his neighbor when they come to bring gifts. He notices the father leaves. Goes, okay, I'm gonna find out about this. Talks to the father later, and the father felt complete shame that people were coming into his home that have never met his kids and bringing them expensive gifts that he could never afford. Bob had an idea and said, wait, why don't we make a co-op where the parents can shop for their kids, no money exchange. The church can still get the gifts, but the parents can be the hero. When I'm serving, am I doing damage? How am I making people feel? Another point for dignity in serving the under-resourced is setting an environment that eliminates us and them. We all, in this room, most of us are probably servers. And we go to the programs and we know this table. We've got a table right here. We have the side of the volunteers and the people going through with their meals. And on there, it is perceived that we, on the side of the volunteers, are the ones with the value, as people are schlepped through. We like to switch that. We like to do things with, not for. Kind of like, I live in Southeast, I live 14th and K, right near the Potomac Ave Metro. You all came to my house, this is how it would go down. I would cook, I'd pour you beverage, and I would sit down with you and we would talk about life. I wouldn't then serve you and go back into the kitchen and clean up. What happens at most service programs? It's a separate thing, it's an us versus them. We try to eliminate that. We try to do things with, not for. You walk away with 3 words, with, not for. Dignity is, for those that are experiencing homelessness or under-resourced, and how we should view it is if it isn't good enough for my kids, my family, my friends, then it's not good enough, period. I live near Hopkins Public Housing. Their playground is a wreck and unsafe. I don't let my children play on it. So you know what that means for my community? That's not good enough. If it's not good enough for my kids, it is not good enough for any kids. If old expired cans are not good enough for me, it's not good enough to give. Stained clothing, it's not good enough to give. If it's not good enough for me, it's not good enough to give. There was a fire at Hopkins, you may have seen it on the news, last August, the end of August. And about 5 families were displaced. They were asked to move in before it was safe for them to move in. And when you have people who are in dire survival, they don't want to fight the establishment because they're worried of being put out. I would not live in those conditions. They should not be required to. Dignity is if it's not good enough for my family, my friends, my kids, it's not good enough for our community. Dignity is not making assumptions. Okay, I said I was 45 years old. I come from the generation of tracts. You all know what tracts are? The little booklets people hand out? Okay. I was on, anybody been to Atlanta other than the two back there who live in Atlanta? Okay. If you ever been there, the transit system is like this. It goes nowhere where you need to go. So in 2002, I landed in Hartsville, Jackson. I lived there for a number of years. And I had a tough family trip. I get there, my roommate forgot to pick me up. This is 2002, it was pre-Uber. We looked like animals back then. I'm sitting on MARTA, and I'm frustrated, I'm in tears. And a guy came up to me, and he said, "Here, what you need is this." And he handed me a tract. I didn't tell him I've been a Christian since I was 6. When I was baptized at 6, I told the pastor, because he was like, "Why are you getting baptized?" I said, "Because I am a wicked, wicked sinner." I didn't tell him that I've been a church leader for years. All I said to him is, "I don't want that." If he would have taken 2 seconds to get to know me more than I needed a track, I needed a ride. He made assumptions about me because I was in a low place. Treating someone with dignity is not making assumptions. Life is up and down. We all have our low places and our ways of dealing with low places. Dignity is not assuming about someone. Dignity is recognizing what it is to be fully human. To be fully human is to know and be known, to hear and be heard, to serve and be served. Any relationship that if one person is known and the other one just knows is out of whack. And that includes when we are interacting with people we are serving. If anyone is heard and not heard, it's not even. That is an unhealthy relationship. That is not a dignified relationship. Dignity is knowing what is fully human. And dignity is sin. It is fighting against that your invisible stare when you're walking down the street and that person is sitting there that you know have slept there. And you're so afraid that if I look at them, they're going to ask me for money. Or I'm so visually moved by seeing them. Dignity is looking in your eyes and saying, "You are part of this society. You are made in the image of God. I see you." I'm going to end with this quote from Maya Angelou. Dignity, the word itself, has come to mean different things to different people. As many words do, it doesn't mean always being stiff and composed. It means a belief in oneself that one is worthy of the best. Dignity means that what I have to say is important, and I will say it when it's important for me to say it. Dignity really means that I deserve the best treatment I can receive, and that I have the responsibility to give the best treatment I can do to other people.